Alright, it is currently 9:40 right now, or I mean 8:40 if you want to see it there. November 17th, 2024. Before I even start the fucking video, I just want to be honest with you, I've been slacking a lot. I have not been doing the work that I'm supposed to do. I've been like half-assing everything. Like I was supposed to record videos in the morning, but I never did it. I don't know, just haven't been doing what I've been doing. I've been playing a lot of games. I always have like those periods of life. I don't know if you ever experienced this, but like you're in your self-improvement journey, you know, you're exercising well, you're going hard on whatever you're trying to do, you know, to become successful. And then you just got like these periods of just like unfocusedness, or like, what do you call it? Periods where you're not focused. Like you're just indulging in the bad habits, either being like in porn or in junk food or in whatever it is, video games, just like me. Kind of crazy to think like the human mind can just get so indulged in these things when you know it's bad for you. And it's just interesting to think. But anyways, before I start talking about this topic and the reason why you clicked this video, I just want to introduce myself real quick. My name is Julian. I help improve young men's lives in tiny ways in areas of business, fitness, relationships, and more. I also run an online store on the side where I sell plastic free products. So like if you want to maximize your testosterone, or if you're a big believer in like chemicals are bad for us, stuff like that, which they are, I recommend you go check out that store if you want. Let me hop straight into it, focusing on one thing. And before I even do that, I want to show you something. This is called The One Thing. It is a book I bought a while ago, which I never finished, but it is about what we're gonna talk about today, which is the one thing. You gotta focus on one thing. Before I even start, I just kind of want to explain to you like why and all that stuff. People who want to be great try for a balanced life, right? So I don't know if you heard of this, which I bet you have. A lot of people are like, oh, you know, I want to have a balanced life, you know, work-life balance, whatever. I want to play hard, work hard, whatever it is, right? Especially for people like us, for people who want to be great, you cannot do that. You need to work hard first before you can play hard. I always see people like, oh, okay, you know, I'm gonna play video games for 1 hour a day, or like, oh, I'm gonna watch porn like once a week, or oh, I'm gonna jack off like once every week, like stuff like that. I'm like, bro, you need to not do that. Or like, oh, you know, I'm just gonna work for 30 minutes every day, guys. Like, yeah, that's gonna get me successful. No, you need to focus on one thing. Why? Because think about it like this. There's this quote I stick to. You will never accomplish anything if you lay one brick for 100 houses. You're never gonna accomplish anything. You will, maybe, right? You know, maybe in the grand scheme of things, it's more effective, but at the micro level, it is not at all. By the time you finish one house, it's like millions of years are gonna pass, right? That's an exaggeration, but like a lot of time is gonna pass, and by the time you know it, you're already in your 30s with kids and paying no mortgage or whatever it is, right? Or you know, like you wasted your whole 20s trying to balance your life, right? And believe me, this happened to me too. I've tried to balance like, okay, I'm gonna eat well, but then I'm out. I've even tried that, like, oh, 1 hour video games at the end of the day. Like, bro, if we were to put like an MRI scan, I think that's what those are called, or I don't know, like a scan on your brain. If we were to scan your brain while you're playing video games, you are not relaxing. Your brain is very, very hyperactive while you're playing video games. And it's any video game, any like, especially FPS, because that's when you're like, you're trying to like strategize, you're trying to pinpoint, you're trying to shoot the enemy, you're trying to like, okay, coordinate, like, okay, I need to do this, whatever. Your brain is hyperactive while you're playing video games. Like unwind at the end of the day, it's fucking dumb. And believe me, I have tried this. I've tried to like, okay, 1 hour video games at the end of the day, because I love video games, man. I'm fucking good at video games too. But the thing is that you can't balance that, because 1 hour turns into 2, turns into 3, turns into 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and by the time you know it, your whole day is gone. You're like, oh crap, it's 8 p.m. and I'm still playing videos. I've been playing video games all day. So what you need to do is you need to focus on one thing. And you need to focus on your work, on whatever is going to make you successful. And you need to focus all your energy, time, effort, money, whatever it is, into that one thing. You need to cut out everything else. You might say like, oh, what about fitness, Julian? Okay, what about like journaling and like, you know, my relationships and school and work, whatever. Obviously, if you have to do those, you have to do those. But all the rest of your time that you have, all your free time, focus all of that energy, all that time, all that money into that skill or business or whatever you're building to become successful. Because if you spread that energy out, it's just like you're not at max capacity. You're not going to become as successful as you want to be, or as fast as you like to be, right? Like imagine like, okay, you have 100% brain points. Let's say you have 10% brain, like 10 brain points, right? Let's say you put all those 10 brain points into the skill that you're learning. Okay, you know, you're going to be great. It's going to be accomplished in like 4 months. But then you do this other thing. You're learning guitar, right? Like you're learning guitar just for fun or whatever, right? Now you're only putting 5 brain points into that, and you're putting 5 into the guitar. Now it's gonna take even longer and it's gonna be even harder to focus on that business that's gonna make you successful, which should be the most important thing. It's gonna take you 8 months instead of 4. So think about that. Laying one brick of 100 houses is not gonna get you anywhere. But instead, lay one brick of one house and you will build that house in a very short amount of time, right? A lot faster than one brick per house, right? I always hear people as well, like, especially with food as well, like, you know, they're like, oh, I'm trying to balance, like, oh, you know, a healthy diet, but I have like 3 cheat days, like, oh, I eat McDonald's on on Sunday. Like, it's so funny even thinking about it. It's like dumb. It's like, oh yeah, like I eat healthy on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but Friday, Saturday, and Sunday I eat Burger King, then I go to Arby's, and then oh yeah, I go to McDonald's. I love McDonald's. It is so funny because the thing is like, you're like, okay, I need to increase my testosterone, I need to get, you know, leaner or whatever it is, but then you're over here eating seed oils and fucking packaging your food in like plastic containers and everything. By the way, if you don't like that, and plastic containers, and say you should put it in glass containers and all that, which I sell that down in my store if you want to go check that out. But yeah, people just try to like balance everything, and I'm like, bro, you can't balance, you need to focus on one thing. So anyways, all right, Julian, you're yapping too much. How do I actually do this? How do I actually focus on one thing fully? First of all, I'm gonna be honest with you, you need to cut out everything else that is giving you input. So what I mean by this, I mean like social media content, the news, content that you're consuming. So whether it be like, okay, let's say you're at school, try to like isolate yourself as much as you can, because as a personal experience, school can really influence your decisions, because you know, you get out tired, or like you're hearing this, or there's drama. It's like big drama at school, like these 2 girls are fighting, 2 popular girls, whatever it is, right? Excuse me. Drink of water, by the way. Reduce inputs. The only input you need is the information that's gonna make you successful. Let's say YouTube tutorials on like whatever you're doing, right? Okay, you wanna be a musician, you wanna be a unique musician, you have ideas, you know what to do, right? Only consume information that is gonna get you there. So tutorials, books, newspapers, people who've actually already done it. Consume that kind of information. That is the only information that you consume, because as I said, if you divert your energy into other things, you're not gonna be as good at that thing as you want to be, and then you're not gonna get there as fast as you like to be. Put all your energy, all your focus, everything you have into that one skill, and I promise you will become successful. And you need to have a sense of urgency as well. Robert Greene, the author of the 48 Laws of Power, he says you need to have a sense of urgency. You need to feel like you're drowning. You need to feel like your feet are touching burning rocks. Because if you're just like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, whatever, like if you're comfortable, you will not get there as fast as you want to, or you won't get there at all. Like there's this one quote goes like, people are so lazy that they would rather work a job their entire lives instead of getting successful. And I was like, no way, that is absolutely fucking insane, because it's so true. Like the reason there's such a small amount of successful people is because those people are willing to do things that everybody else isn't. You need to be willing to do the things that other people won't. That is how you become successful, which is sacrificing everything else and putting all that energy and all that focus into that skill that's going to make you successful, or that business, or whatever it is, into yourself, because you are going to be the only asset you're going to have for maybe even years before you actually start seeing a sliver of success. Because that has happened with me. It took me a good 5 months before I started averaging even 100 views on my videos, and even that isn't a lot. That is like bare minimum, right? Obviously, you know, I'm very grateful to have people who support me and watch my videos and stuff. But what you need to do is focus fully, put all your energy into it, and pursue relentlessly. This will take months or even years, and this is the brutal reality you have to come to. I'm gonna be honest with you. This shit takes months. It takes years of hard work and persistence. I'm half-assing this shit. I'm fucking, like, honestly, I'm putting 10%, 20% of my effort and energy into this. If I put 100%, oh my god, I would already be successful already. Because I'm not gonna lie to myself, I do slack a lot. But the thing is that if you focus fully on this thing, I promise you, you will become successful. I have seen it. That's how I was in Mexico. And a great example is when I first got to Mexico, I did not know Spanish at all. I was young. Yes, I was like 9, 10, 11 years old. But I put all my focus into learning Spanish, and I learned fluent Spanish in about a year or 2. And that is because I didn't do anything else. I didn't have friends, obviously. I didn't have a gaming console or anything like that. I focused fully on learning Spanish. And there you go. Ahora sí puedo español. What? I didn't even say that right. Oh my god. Ahora sí puedo hablar español. There you go. Oh my god, I'm sorry. That was like the biggest blooper ever. But anyways, going back to the question of like, okay, Julian, so I'm gonna do this, but what about the other things? What about the gym? I know you advocate the gym a lot. What about like religion? How do I maintain my religion? How do I maintain the other good habits that I'm doing? Obviously, you can allocate some of your energy to the other thing. Obviously, you're not just gonna wake up, work, go to sleep, wake up, work, go to sleep. You have to eat. You have to go to the bathroom. You have to shit. Obviously, right? You have a job. You have to attend to pay the bills. You probably have school. You have to like maybe your car breaks down. You have to put money and effort into that, right? Obviously, you're not gonna put 100% of your energy into, you know, a business or whatever. If you can, yes. If you have parents who pay for like all your housing expenses and food and everything, please, bro, focus fully on the business. That is like the best case scenario. But obviously, allocate some time and energy and effort and money into these other habits. Once you get successful in one area, obviously you can pursue into the next. So let's say into fitness. Let's say you work your ass off for 5 years and you have a really good physique. Maintaining, especially in the gym, maintaining is a lot easier than building the muscle. Maintaining, I think it's like, from what I researched, it takes like 3 sets per muscle group to maintain. To grow, it's like 10 sets a week. 10 sets a week, whatever it is, right? It's a lot more, but to maintain is a lot easier. And that is with business, that is with fitness, that is with everything else. To maintain is a lot easier than it is to grow. Obviously, allocate time into the other things as well, but focus fully on that one thing, then you could focus on the next thing, then you could focus on the next thing, because maintaining is a lot easier. So yeah, anyways, that's the video. God, I'm gonna be honest with you, I've been slacking a lot recently. I've been eating a lot of fucking fast food. Going to the gym recently. I've been trying to grow my relationship with God. I really do recommend it. I find a lot of joy in it. I see a lot of correlations. Like, I'm very like intrigued like how he works, you know. Everything is so intertwined. It's kind of like string theory. But anyways, that is it. I hope you have a fantastic day or night wherever you are. And please achieve those goals of yours, because I'm trying to too. If that is English. Anyways, have a good night, and remember, never stop improving yourselves.